So it wasn't okay. It wasn't to assassinate him, but to destroy the symbol of his power, which was wreathed in gold. You notice how there was gold in the mountain too, all up the walls. Ooh, fireflies again.
Hummingbirds.
Or no, these are. Oh, you're right. Hummingbirds. They glow.
Oh, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
I like the hummingbirds in this game. They're just too cute. And too functional.
Oh, is that the palace?
No, just to finish the thing about eating animals and whatnot, I try and at least go for more ethically farmed animals at this point. Factory farms make me very uncomfortable. Because, like, if I have to eat something, I'd like to at least know that it lived well before that.
Yeah, there are a number of documentaries on Netflix about farming practices specifically for poultry and dairy cows and a whole bunch of other things, and
it's easy to kind of ignore those. What I found that really hit me was actually driving from Rochester to Boston for, there's more ducks? Yeah, there's more ducks. Just spitting for whatever reasons. But driving from Rochester to Boston for college, we passed a truck that...
Oh, right. Was it the truck with all the chickens and their feathers were blowing out the sides?
Mm-hmm. Were you with me on that one?
Yes, I drove past it with you.
Okay.
And they were a bunch of brown hens. I could tell because the feathers flying through the air were brown.
I just remember that being horrible.
It was really just a giant... It was a giant truck with all these holes in it. And there were slots specifically for each chicken, but their butts seemed to be pressed against the side, and you could see their feathers through the holes, and then the feathers were obviously flying out on either side. I could only imagine what it was like inside for them being buffeted by the wind.
Yeah. Like, I get it. Like, we kind of have to treat them not like kings, necessarily, but just... I don't know. That didn't feel good. And, like, I don't know, that's part of the reason why I was celebrating...
Is there anything to explore underwater, or there are no fish?
I haven't seen any fish. It looks really shallow, specifically if you lose the hummingbird.
Ah.
There's a memory there, so...
Yep. So they are going to attack. Lying in wait. Oh, those are the warriors emerging from the palace. An ambush?
Maybe. They'd be outnumbered, though.
You sure have some guts, breaking into the Emperor's palace like this. I don't like where this is going.
So the extra guards ran out, leaving the place largely undefended.
It's dark in here. I can light the way.
So is this going to be the assassination? Wait, can you go back? What is up here? That looks like where you're ultimately going to have to go.
Nope.
No?
Stone figurine.
Email. Someone carved a simple little figurine of a woman, perhaps portraiting a friend or relative? And is there nothing...
Oh.
Oh, no. See? You're going ahead. I think they... Can you go back down to the throne?
Yeah, we can always re-see all memories.
Though that's not a throne, that's just a marker by the looks of it.
I should probably let this hummingbird go. White room. Cool. Okay, so the memories were going up this staircase, probably.
They had to make their way to the top of the tower.
Wildermyth is now on your wish list. You will enjoy it. It's such a good game. I wish I had time for it tonight, but I did not.
Oh, what's all that purple up ahead? Flowers?
Yeah, we've seen them before. And now I'm getting weird rhyme flashbacks to those interior areas.
Were these your friends? Captured by the Emperor's guard?
Why would they keep prisoners at the top of the tower?
Probably because this is one of the more...
Secure places.
Yeah. You know, you normally have to get past so many guards. You move your foot?
Oh, Kalani totem. Kalani symbol carved into stone. Looks like her followers were imprisoned here. Yep, the wombats will help you get around that cave-in.
It's a wimple. It's a wimple. It ain't so weird.
Oh.
Time to break more things.
Do
Wombats.
Is this just a requirement for games to have breakable pots?
Yep. I would think so. This game and Rhyme have a lot in common. Except for, I like this better so far.
Because hopefully it's not going to end with it was all a dream. No, this looks like it's... Oh. Stone figurine of a little boy. Someone carved a simple little figurine of a boy, perhaps portraiting a friend or relative. So very similar to the whole woman one.
Yep. Like, to be fair, this is a very content-light game.
Unless you really want to go around and fetch all of the collectibles.
Yeah.
But the animals are just so cute.
It helps a lot when the animals are really cute and you can interact with them. Even if it's just... Like, I guess you could actually say Rhyme probably had more gameplay than this. But
there were puzzles, definitely.
Yeah, I guess this is just telling more of a story. Because Rhyme was just like... I guess my problem with Rhyme is it wasn't telling a story. It was telling a non-story because the story was just purely allegorical to... sorry, small medicine flask. The flasks were used for various medicines. Maybe the place was the infirmary. Like, Rhyme was just telling the stages of grief. And all of the story stuff at the very end is like, by the way, none of that was real. And it's like, I'm invested in this, how this went down.
Because we really thought that it was some ancient civilization and there was some prince or a falling out with the golems and a whole bunch of other things. And yeah.
This palace is breathtaking, isn't it? The sheer number of people it must have taken to build this.
I guess for me, if I'm going to get invested in a game, I am also automatically going to be disappointed in a game if it undermines its own plot with some kind of like emotional message, if that makes sense. Remains of a musical instrument.
Sort of a weird structure. I'm guessing it could have been a musical instrument once. It looks like one of the ones where it's the thumb piano, as it's sometimes called. Ooh, which way is the way that progresses?
I'm betting that way back there is progress. This is side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had the same problem with Sexy Brutal, where it was such an interesting concept, and then it's like, by the way, you were just mourning this entire time, and it's just like, ah!
Mm-hmm.
Stone figurine, male. Same thing.
I wonder what was in here. Because it seemed a lot of stones up to nothing in particular.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're in the throne room. I can't believe I'm back here.
Mm-hmm. Can you look to the left for a moment? What's out there? Unless we're gonna see another
My bet
memory
is
out
we go there next.
Mm-hmm. After the throne. Or, I suppose you can get some... that's too far a jump, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Break your wolf ankles.
What about Gree? Or Gris? Let's see. So, just another figurine
Of
of
a
a
little
little girl.
girl.
I will admit, for the Gris game, or Gree or whatever, I mean, it's Gray in French? Frank?
Mm-hmm.
For that game, I was more okay with it, because it was upfront about it being allegorical. Like, how would you feel if, like, you were reading Lord of the Rings, and then,
it was
like,
all a dream.
the last 20 chapters snapped back to him living in the trenches, and it became this weird autobiographical fever dream of him being in a hospital or something.
You mean Tolkien?
Yeah.
Like in his real life?
Yeah. I guess, honestly, it's not too far off of, like, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Because I always hated
That's
that
an
ending for
example.
Wizard of Oz. It's like, you were there, and you were there too, and it's like, no, don't undermine that. Because then that just feels bad. Like, I would much rather her have had this fantastic experience. And, yeah, sure, she can't go back, but it was real. Ish? I don't know.
Here we are, the moment of truth. Will the spirit read the Emperor's name and recognize it? Hmm. Just the cycle of violence. They're trying to reassure her, but it's... the gravity of it all is getting to her. Oh!
My city. What have you done?
Oh. How are
Parrot.
you, macaw? Yeah. Yeah, so follow that little light. Wanted freedom and to cast off the yoke of their oppressors, but
This is very loud.
yep. Yeah, the flames are very
Holy
loud.
crap.
Are you happy now? Did you get your revenge? Because now I have no choice but to bring the Emperor your head. You did this, Kalani. Not me. The next time I see you, I'll have to kill you. My men are coming. Run.
Do you even realize what you have done? Your revolution burnt down our city. Why should I even help you? There's no hope for you. You deserve what you got. Just leave me alone. It doesn't matter if you're sorry now. Maybe this is how I died. What if you have killed me? The City of Light will never welcome you.
Yep. So, father's threatened to hunt her down. Maybe this is how she came to be on the run and in that cave. But then, where did that leave the Emperor? Because he was uninjured.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get assassinated soon after. Or the plagues swept through. Musical instrument, handcrafted from animal bones. The sound, color of each individual one was unique.
It's interesting because as soon as he started seeing the city and the vestiges of what it was, he became so enamored with it, he seemed to forget what the people were doing to the villagers and the locals.
I mean, yeah, even the wolf hunts. Or the wolf,
he was
arena
talking glowingly
matches.
of it.
Yeah, it's like, they were so magnificent. It's like, this is monstrous. What are you talking about? Like, these wolves were probably caged, starved, beaten, broken already.
Oh, where'd the mark go? Oh, you're back at the beginning. Is this your spot?
Seems similar, yeah.
If this is what got you banned from the City of Light, I'm not sure you can ever redeem yourself. I'm sure that what happened was not your intention, but the revolution you started led to it happening. I guess everybody deserves a second chance. Come on. We're a team, you and me. I think I know what to do. One place you might be forgiven for what you've done. The Temple of the Sun. High up in the mountains. Where the ancients stood closest to the City of Light. Above all that lives on Earth. If we can get there, I'm sure you can ask for forgiveness. I wonder what happened to you after the fight in the palace. They must have been chasing you with all they had.
But we found the corpse in the cave. Unless that was someone else with her amulet.
It's possible. It's like a good Groundhog's Day game. Yeah, people are theorizing that we were on, like, loop until we get enough items or something. That would be bad. But no. I wish there were more good Groundhog's Day games. Story's Path of Destinies was kind of okay. Omen Sight was kind of okay. Outer Wilds is, I think, the best Groundhog's Day game. I'd like to play an RPG that is...
Oh, different fish. Are these big catfish?
Well, yep. We definitely look more catfish. And Shell is too distracted at our awful neighbors to care.
They have this giant truck that, in all likelihood, should be trashed. Because it has severe engine and muffler issues. But
it is so loud, I can feel it in my feet when it goes by. Fish skip.
And they're also just wildly inconsiderate because I think there were just 4 of these trucker dudes standing out there. Some of them with, like, I think 2 of them had their trucks running, including the one that we just mentioned. And they're all just chatting out there after midnight, was it? That one night? I don't know. It was...
This is a cool little... What the... This is a cool little moment. Like, put the neighbors out of your head, because I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, you're a skipping fish.
Wee. Like, this is pretty sand surfing. Not quite nearly as... it's not quite as pretty as sand surfing was in Journey, but it is lovely. Let's see, it's a sturgeon. Cool.
Does it have the long snout of one? I don't see it at the moment, because we've seen sturgeon at the...
By the way, you cannot hundo this in one go. There's a whole bunch of mushrooms that I'm just not able to get.
Yeah.
So why bother?
Because we've seen sturgeon at the aquariums and such. And they have a bunch of ridges and spots on them and such. And the flat noses and that are tapered and long, and they have the little whiskers and such. This almost looks like a mixture between an axolotl and a fish. You see the little ears it has? Can we get a good look at it? Yeah, because that just... That
I
looks
like the
a slightly...
line under its eye. It makes it look like this fish either never sleeps or is just severely upset with their current living situation.
Mm-hmm. They're cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love fish. Goodbye,
I think it's
fish.
good there. Yeah, it's bailed.
What do we have in here? Is this going to eventually lead us back to the caverns?
Mushroom. Found a mushroom.
I wonder what getting all the mushrooms affords you. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's pretty good.
Purple.
I almost wonder if the Emperor himself didn't hunt us down and we killed, like...
They killed each other or
Yeah.
something. We'll have to see. Oh look, the hummingbirds are lighting up all those mushrooms. Or flowers. Ooh.
This is very pretty.
Oh. Look, now you're disturbing the fireflies in the grass. Oh, can you light up the entire field? Or are you becoming a bug? You're a tiny, tiny little firefly.
That's cool. Let's not, though. Because holy crap, that's going to take forever.
There's a mushroom.
And like I said, fairly light gameplay, but it feels very good all the same to run around and do things in this game. There's enough just kind of interaction, I guess, as you go along. And also, just controlling a wolf feels very good in this game. Compared to somebody walking.
People are making jokes about find the legendary firefly.
Oh, God. It's like finding the most needly haystack you can ask for. I'm just being randomly reminded of other games in the past. I don't remember the name of it. It's an old sandbox survival game that I played that I rather liked the idea of when it was in early access, and then I came back to it later. And it just, like, had become a completely different game. It was very strange. It, like, switched it from being an action RPG to a monster collection game.
There we go.
There it is.
We have pounder.
Pounder.
Must be for poultice. A pounder to grind spices. There must be a pestle nearby. Is that a hint?
Maybe?
Maybe there's a pestle. Or
Not
there
here.
isn't.
Yeah. A red herring nearby, you say?
Let's look there.
Oh, it's not going to be a pestle.
A
Nope,
pestle.
it is.
It is the pestle.
Ah, I was kind of hoping it would be something completely different.
Pestle to grind spices. Yep. You got it.
How funny would it be if there was a red herring just sitting there? Just
The
as a
red
dumb
herring.
joke.
You look devastated, as you should. This revolution cost us all too much.
Look at that. Wombos.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the wombats and the capybaras. Wonder what they're burning.
A fire? Didn't you realize the Emperor's guards must have been looking for you everywhere? You should have known they would see you from miles away.
Unless that's what they wanted.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't believe the cave-in was all a plan.
There was only one skeleton, though.
Yeah, there would have been multiple otherwise.
Yeah. Weesh.
Yeah, I don't see any fish.
Weesh.
I still can't believe it. Kilotazi, and dust and ashes. It used to be so beautiful. The pinnacle of Yanrana architecture. All my life I admired the minds behind those amazing structures. They could raise the most astonishing buildings out of nothing. I always wondered how they did it.
Yeah, on whose backs were their creations forged? You know what I mean?
What was forged?
Well, what I'm saying is, someone had to labor for it. He was
Yeah.
even bringing that up.
Holy crap. This place looks desolate.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a bunch of armadillos
It bugs me a little bit that the armadillos are just only useful for...
digging under things.
Yeah, this, like, one section. Like, I wish the animals were a little bit more multi-purpose somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because the puzzles involving them are almost always just, like, use the thing to get through the hole, use this thing to dig under the rock. Okay.
Bunch of scaffolding, but So, was this where they mined the stone?
Yeah, maybe.
This scaffolding. I didn't know the Yanrana were mining this far from Kilotazi. Look what they've done to these mountains. Do you think the mine collapsed during the riots?
There was something over there. I mean, there's a lot of blue. Did you
There's
get that?
a memory right there. Where did I get that memory?
I don't... Was that the one that you used to spawn everything?
I don't think so.
You can go back for it just to see.
I just wish I had a fish.
Yeah, it reminds me of how the pyramids are such marvels, but at the same time, they had to mine the stone and drag it from who knows how far away. Miles and miles. To get them out into the middle of the desert.
Yeah. I thought I read something once that actually building the pyramids was less, at least some of them, was less of a, like, wasn't actually as bad as everybody plays it up to be, and that it was actually more of, like, a big honor. But I could be wrong.
Oh, they'll say it's an honor. Never mind the, you know, hundreds of people who probably died during the process.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely the Great Wall of China more than anything else.
Well, they actually have
People buried in there.
Yeah. And actually, many major bridges in, say, New York City and such, I think if someone dropped into the wet cement, they couldn't get them out, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, there are plenty of workers that... Some of them actually had to work underwater to get the foundations for the bridges made.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of any kind of project that is that risky. Like, I know there's an inherent risk with all things, but if it's like, yeah, multiple people are going to die during this project, then that means that's a failure in planning. Like, sometimes somebody might slip or fall or something's going to...
Oh yeah, for skyscrapers, whenever you see those images of people having lunch out on giant beams... Are those soldiers approaching? Mm-hmm. Yep. And her father, too.
Pickaxe, well worn. It either had a hard job or wasn't very well made in the first place. I think we've had multiple implications that the tools were particularly shoddy. Because there's the big hammer in much the same manner.
Well, it could have been... they must have reached Bronze Age for their civilization. They have things made out of bronze.
Yep. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they allocated the resources.
No, the common folk probably still had to use stone and wood and bone. Bunch of macaws? Look at this. What kind of animal was over there on that ledge? Or was it a tree? That was just a tree.
Yep. This is cool.
Yeah, these vistas.
Somebody on the art team really had fun with this game.
Ooh, tunnel.
And boy, I'm glad they did.
Mm-hmm. This is gorgeous. Wait a minute. Is that the legendary macaw? Grab it.
I don't know.
Grab it. The glowing one.
I
Right
know.
there, yes. You found the legendary parrot.
I am the legendary superbird. I kind of wish the legendary ones weren't just glowing, but actually had like something cool.
A unique color and maybe some extra modeling to them.
Yeah. Like, I'm fine with this ultimately, but... yeah, I'm definitely getting air memories of old vibes whenever we fly around. I feel bad. That studio got shut down more or less immediately after the release of that game.
Oh, really? I mean,
Yeah.
so many do after the release of their first game.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, market saturation is particularly rough. Not to mention advertising. Like, the sad reality is most games will never get more than, like, 1,000 people playing. And
to have that make up for the production costs.
And so, like, that's why you need marketing and people like me. But the industry has kind of changed a little bit, so people are less interested in this sort of thing. To some degree. And much more, it's just all Fortnite.
Wayla. But I thought that Wayla died. Unless she had escaped somehow, or...
Oh, new animal.
Oh! Bison. Are you sure you want to give up the legendary
No.
parrot? Maybe when we find the legendary bison. Can we look around?
Look at these towers. I think those are the towers of the ancients. The Machuruku. They were here before we were. People used to tell glorious tales of their achievements. Can't believe I get to witness their legacy firsthand. We never dared to set foot in these deserts when we lived here. Too many have gone and never returned.